It's coming. It's coming. Chapter 10 is here. We're starting chapter 10. And we are looking at multiplying and dividing fractions. Woo! It's something we can do. We've been adding and subtracting, and I'll give you a hint. Multiplying and dividing is a lot easier. So today we're going to look at 3 different ways. Well, 2 different ways, I guess. We're going to do a picture, and I'm going to show you how to do it using a lovely picture. We're going to do 3 different problems. I'm going to give you the problem here so you know what it would look like, what they would give you. And then we're going to look at how to multiply it. So by the end of this, you will know how to do the picture for it, how to do the multiplying for it, and hopefully a little bit of when they give you that problem, you know what to do with it. You ready? We're going to do 3 together. Here comes the first one. I have a bar with 16. You don't know what that means yet, but I'm getting ready to tell you. The problem that they might give you would be they want to find 3/4 of 16. And you're saying, I don't know how to find 3/4 of 16. Sorry, Miss Roach, I'm out. I'm going to help you. All right, 3/4 of 16. Well, first we start with the bar that we say is 16. So this whole bar would be equal to 16. We could divide it into 16 little pieces, but let's not do that. We want to divide it into 4 pieces because that's our denominator. So this is how many pieces that we want to divide it into. I hope you can see that. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to make them as equal as possible. And now we have to think, okay, now we're going to want 3 of those. This is our how many. And we want to keep 3 of those pieces. So really, we want all of these. But how much does that equal? Well, we have to go back to 16 divided into 4 pieces. If we think, what is 16 divided into 4 equal pieces? That's 4. 16 divided by 4 equals 4. Meaning each of these pieces, I can write in there, each piece is worth 4. Now, my answer would not be 4. I would have to say, okay, so if I want 3 of them, then I have 4 plus 4 plus 4, or 4 times 3, which would be a grand total of 12. So I would want 12. Now, this is how we would use a picture to solve it. Now we're going to look at if we were actually multiplying. If you think back to what you've learned about math and the word of, you might remember that it means multiply. So we could actually write this problem as 3/4 times 16. Now, one of the tricks of multiplying whole numbers is that if ever you have a whole number, you can actually put a 1 underneath it and it stays the exact same. Because if you think the bottom number, our denominator, is always how many pieces it's divided into. If it's a whole number, it's only 1 piece. So we can write a 1 underneath it. And that's a trick you can do for any whole number. Okay? Multiplying fractions, here it comes. Are you ready? All you do is multiply across the numerators, multiply across the denominators. So first step, we will have 16 times 3. We do that math, we get 18 here and then have 4. So my top number is going to be 48. And then on bottom, I just multiply across. 4 times 1 is 4. And I get 4. Whew! That is a big number that is going to have to be simplified. We can do 48 and 4. What will go into both of those? 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 48 divided by 4 is 12. And look at that. It's the exact same thing we got up here. 12. And remember, 12 over 1 is the exact same thing. All right. Ready for the next one? I'm going to erase. I'll erase this part. And put a big 12 so you remember. Next problem. Coming over here to column number 2. We have 15. The problem they might give you here would be 1/3 of 15. So first step, we have to divide our picture. We're going to divide it into the denominator because this is the amount of pieces we want. So we have 3 pieces. And we're only going to want one of those. So I like to go ahead and kind of box in one of them so I know that's how many I'm going to want. All right, let's think about this. 15 divided by 3 is 5, meaning each piece is worth 5. And if I only want one piece, then my answer would be 5. All right, now to look at that with multiplying, we would have 1/3 times, because of means times, and then we would want to put 15 over 1, because that's our fraction. All we do is multiply across the top. 1 times 15 is 15. 3 times 1 is 3. And then remember that that fraction sign can be dividing. So 15 divided by 3, same thing up there. Our answer would be 5. Hopefully this is making a little bit more sense. We've got one more problem. This one has an 18. The problem they might give you would be 1/3 times 18. Notice they didn't do of anymore. Sometimes they'll do of and sometimes they'll do multiplying. For this last one, we're going to divide 18 into 3 equal pieces. And then we will only want one of those pieces. So I'm going to box in our 1. Okay? And now I have to think 18 divided by 3 equals 6. So each piece is worth 6. And if I only want one piece, then my answer would be 1/3 times 18 equals 6. And if we go ahead and multiply it out so you can see what that would look like, we'd have 1/3 times 18. Remember, we put it over 1 because 18 would be whole numbers, so whole numbers. 1 times 18 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3. And that can be a division sign, so 18 divided by 3 is 6. All right, this was a lot of work on our video today, and I know you probably had to pause and keep up with me. Lots of work. When you get to class, you should be expecting that you're going to have to show me that you know how to do the model, so drawing the picture, and that you know how to multiply across, so without using the model. It's going to be fun.